Welcome back to the Adventures of Parky and Leslie podcast. I'm Leslie,
And I'm Parky.
and we're back with episode 7.
Whoop whoop.
So, at the end of last week's episode, we kind of teased that this week we would talk about some of our like resolutions into the new year and whatnot. So I'm very excited about that. We've still got our weekly top fives coming back, so it's just going to be a really fun week.
Yeah, I'm excited to share our top fives and our ins and outs, resolutions for the year. So,
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any updates?
mm, oh, I turned 22 yesterday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
Thank you. I was like, what did I do this week?
Parky!
But started my Taylor year yesterday. So that's
Yes.
exciting.
I so wish I could have been there. I had the
No.
flu this past week.
Yeah.
I jumped right from RSV into the flu.
Yeah. There's a
So
little bronch fear in there.
yeah, just a touch of like like
Ooh.
bronchitis question mark maybe.
Yeah.
We'll get a chest x-ray and see.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully you don't. My
Yeah.
eyes are watering a little bit.
But happy birthday, Parky. I'm
Thank
hopefully gonna be
you.
able to come celebrate with you this weekend.
Yes, that would be so fun.
That would be so fun.
Yeah. But do you have any life updates?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Uh, it's really been same old around here. I
Yeah.
think, like, I don't think I'm like cured. I still have a cough and a runny nose, but I don't think I'm contagious anymore. So
Well,
I
that's
guess that's
good.
a good, yeah, like update.
Mm-hmm. I did go see the Mean Girls movie
Oh my
yesterday,
gosh, I want to go see it so bad.
and I was just shocked at the amount of people on TikTok being like, "I didn't know this was a musical."
Yeah, okay. That opens a can of worms because I don't think it was really marketed as a musical. I really don't
I
think.
don't know, but I mean, I know that like the Mean Girls, like the logo that they use has
Mhm.
like the little music note.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just since I knew Renee Rapp was in it, I was like,
Yeah, I
But
think also us being ex-theater kids, that was something
mhm.
that was we knew
I
about it.
guess
But
if you weren't a theater kid, you didn't know. So.
yeah, I don't think they really pushed it. Like I've seen a lot of people, okay, I haven't seen the movie, but I did listen to some of the songs on the soundtrack and like they sound different, like they sound a little bit more modern. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see where that goes because I feel like a lot of people like the people that went into it didn't know it was a musical or anything. Like I feel like I heard some people like got up and walked out because they didn't want to see a musical. Like when you're doing
Mm-hmm.
a musical, you can do it really good, but I think everyone's afraid to make musicals these days. Like Greatest Showman, like you can do a musical and you can do it well. It'll sell
Yeah,
well.
La La
Like
Land.
yes, La La Land is
I
another good one.
love
Like,
La La Land.
but I feel like the people that made Mean Girls, like I think they were probably like afraid to make a musical movie because you don't know really how it's going to land. So instead, they tried to make it like this is like a cool movie musical, you know what I'm saying? And so now
This
I
isn't
feel
like
like,
other musicals.
yeah, exactly. So now I feel like kind of people on like both sides are upset because like the theater kids wanted to hear the music. Like there are some
Yeah.
bangers on that soundtrack. And then like they go in there and hear this modernized version, which I liked some of the songs that I heard, but like I heard like the change in Meet the Plastics. So that one I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like super excited about because I really love Karen and Gretchen's part in that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so and like it was just Renee in the movie, I want to say. I mean, I haven't seen the movie,
Yeah,
I just listened to the song. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Um, and so
I'm
you've
not
got the
too
theater
familiar with
kids.
the original Broadway cast. Like I've listened to a couple
Yeah.
songs from the original Broadway recording, but
Yeah. That
yeah.
was one of the ones when I was back in our theater days. Like I would hop on YouTube and type in Mean Girls slime tutorials and watch like the laggiest, most pixelated YouTube videos that people would get of like Broadway bootlegs. And like I would
Mm-hmm.
watch it. That was one of the first musicals I feel like I had like a thing for.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I feel like the musical kids are going in the movie being like, let's hear a musical, you know what I'm saying? And the people that are going to just watch a movie are like, what the heck? This is a musical. Nobody told me this was a musical. So it's like they
Yeah.
tried to meet in the middle and it like both sides are like
You just
kind of
need to
not
commit
happy.
to one side.
Yeah. All that to
But
say, yes.
I feel like there were some people in ours, no one got up and left. And I heard a lot of people say that they enjoyed it in our theater, but on certain songs I would hear like groaning.
Oh.
Like, oh, and I was like, "Ooh." But
Ee.
I I enjoyed it. Was it like La La level land music or like Sound of Music? Absolutely not, but it was really good. And like I feel like Renee Rapp,
Yeah,
her
she
songs
oh my
made
gosh,
it
she
for
can do
me.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna love it. So,
Yeah. Um, for sure. I want to
and
go see
guy that
it.
played Conrad was in it. I think his name's like Christopher Brinley. I should know
Yeah.
his name.
Eh,
Um, he's just so cute. So
yeah.
that was also a really good plus.
Yeah. I just really, really want to see it, but my butt was at the house coughing up a lung.
Mm. Also want to see Anyone But You. I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were confused that that one wasn't marketed as being like a Shakespeare adaptation. People were like, "What the heck?"
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out recently. Well, do you want to go ahead and start our weekly top fives?
Yes. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Coming off the tails of Mean Girls, I put World Burn by Renee Rapp.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, she went to town on that song.
You did. It's so good.
Yes.
I'm so glad we just have access to it now, not
Yeah,
on YouTube.
for sure. She's just such a good vocalist.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
My first one is Traitors season 2 came
Mm,
out on the 12th and oh, it's so good.
it is so good.
Have you watched all 3 of the episodes that are out?
Hmm.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm being so serious when I tell you this. And like my sister was here with me, she can attest it. Like I told Anna, I was like, I want either Dan or Janelle to be a traitor. I was like, preferably Dan, but if Janelle gets it over Dan, like I'm gonna be okay. I just want one of them to be.
I would not have been okay if Dan wasn't a traitor. I'm just
Yeah,
being.
I know. My only thing with it was
Uh,
I was like, I know a lot of people, kind of like how they are going to be suspicious of Dan already coming out the gate,
oh
kind of
yeah,
like how they were with
and that
Cody.
is yeah. I'm nervous about it. Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm nervous about it too. So that's the only reason I was going to be okay with it was if that happened, I was like, I feel like he would be able to sniff out a traitor. I just wanted to see him in either way. But when he did get tapped, I was like I was sitting over here on the couch, right over here, like banging my fist at the air and like yelling. And Anna went, Lee, it's not that serious. And I was like,
Yeah,
it, it to me, it is.
yeah. Bella was watching it with me, and I was freaking out. I was like, "That's my man," and I
Yes.
was like giggling and kicking my feet. I was like, "He's gonna do so good,"
Hmm.
and I mean, I guess it. I could. I don't know. I just only saw him as a traitor,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy he is. I
I'm
just
so happy he is as
he
well.
his little smirk whenever people are just like attacking each other. He's just eating it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
His smirk under the mask when he got tapped.
y'all. Also, guys, this happened day before my birthday. The best birthday present. I shared something that Dan put on his like Instagram promoting the traders. I shared it to my story and said screaming, and he viewed my story, and I called my parents.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
y'all.
sent me the screenshot and I went pterodactyl mode. I'm not kidding you. I was screeching.
I was like, oh my gosh, and then
He knows you exist.
I know. My mom the next day was like, you should message him. I was like, I don't know if he'd answer
Oh.
me. But I told Bella, I was like, I should just like not too much. I don't want to weird him out, but I do want to continue sharing his stuff to my story.
Yeah.
Because I told you about that happened with Turner as well.
Yeah.
Turner viewed it and hearted it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The thing
So
about Dan, okay.
Dana's been my favorite for a long time. So
Yeah.
that made me almost pee my pants.
Yeah. Dan also though, he knows his worth and he like you have to pay like $300 to get a cameo from him. Turner,
Mm-hmm.
you can pay like 30 and get a cameo
Yeah.
from Turner. So I
The
love
fact
them
that
both.
Dan like saw that and clicked on it and watched
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
mm, I was screaming a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, okay, I don't know why. I'm not a huge Dancing with the Stars girly, but when I saw Max on there, I was so excited.
Yeah,
And
I was like, oh my gosh, that unlocked like a piece of me that I was kind of like, I did not know that was there. Who did he dance with that we were like, did he
I
dance
don't
with
even
Bethany Moda?
no, I think that was Derek Huff, but I don't
Oh.
know why. At first I said Bella, is that Val? But they're brothers, and I was like, no, it's Max.
Yeah, because
And
I was like, that's Val was the first one that came to my head too.
for some reason it made me like emotional, and I like wanted him to be okay
Yeah,
and
who
like
did
taken
Sadie
care
dance
of.
with?
Oh, I can't remember his name. It wasn't Max Val or Derek Huff. He had brown hair, but I don't
Mark
know why.
Ballas.
But spoiler for anybody that hasn't watched The Traitors, Max is already gone home.
Yeah.
And that made me really sad because I liked him a lot, and I don't know why. Him and Peter, I've watched The Bachelor and Bachelorette like a good bit, I guess, but I'm not like a huge fan. But I knew who Peter was.
I knew who Peter was too, but I couldn't place it. Was he the one that was on
Yeah.
Hannah's season or no? I don't,
Maybe.
I've seen his face.
I feel like maybe he was, and then he became the Bachelor, but I can't
Okay.
remember if when he was the Bachelor, if that's when Gabby was on there.
Girl,
I know I got
I
invested in
don't
the
know about
Gabby
all that.
lore.
Okay.
Um, but I saw him and I was like, he kind of irritated me a little bit when he was the Bachelor, but he's the pilot. Um,
Uh, I don't know
but
why
for
I
some
know
reason I just
him.
had like a love for him. And then I think his name's Bergie.
Bergie, yes.
I love
Yeah, it
Bergie.
frustrated me so bad when nobody was listening to him. I was like,
I
give him
know.
a chance. Give him a chance.
I was like cheering for Dan when he was like, y'all, Bergie knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about. Listen to
Yeah.
him. I was like, yes, y'all listen to
Listen to
Dan and
Bergie.
Bergie.
Yeah.
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 Love that man.
Yeah, I told Anna whenever they were accusing Bergie at first, they were like, "Are you a traitor?" And he just started getting red, and like also, I think he'd had a little bit of drink or something, but he was getting red. He's just a naturally red person,
Yeah.
and like they were like, "Well, now you're turning red, so you must be the traitor." Like just like kind of picking with him, and I was like, "Anna, I'm the same way. They would have crucified me for that because I just turn red. I just blush, like I get embarrassed,
Mm-hmm.
like
Same way with Peppermint when she got her words twisted up and they were like,
yeah,
you told us you were a traitor.
no, I just stutter sometimes."
Like, oh my gosh. But I
Yeah.
just felt really bad for Bergie. And then I already knew I was going to love Dan as a traitor, but then I was a little iffy about the two girls. But now that I'm seeing them work together, they're doing so well. I cannot think of the girl that was picked with Dan, her name.
Yeah, I can't remember it right now.
I just know
Um,
that she's a housewife, but also a lawyer.
yeah. But I've heard a lot of stuff about Parvati. Is that her name?
They call
I've
her
heard
like the Black Widow
yeah,
from
like she's
Survivor.
got like a big fan base. So a lot of
She
people,
looks so familiar. I know that my parents love Survivor,
yeah, I
and
think
I've
I
only
need to
seen a
dip my
little bit of it.
toes into Survivor a
hmm
little bit.
I know some of the main people. Also, I was shocked. I haven't watched a ton of the challenge, but I've seen a little bit of it. And so when I saw Johnny Bananas on there, I was like, wow, this is wild.
This is going
And
bananas.
when he was the first one killed, I was like, that was Dan.
Yeah,
Like only Dan would be doing that.
yeah,
Killing Johnny Bananas the first night. Wow.
yeah. So this season, are there like no regular people, or are they just all like super notable for some reason?
Well, kind of, but then there's the guy that's the politician. He's not like reality star, but I mean, he's a
No, but
politician.
yeah, but like LeBron James' son is on there as well. Like,
There's the wrestler. Is that LeBron James' son? The wrestler?
I
Or
don't
no?
know. I don't know. Okay.
It seems like even if they aren't a reality star, they're
Yeah, that's what
famous.
I'm saying. Like, is everybody just
So
like somebody
I
known?
guess so. I don't
Yeah.
know. But also Kevin, I don't know. I think Kevin's on some show. I don't know which show. But whenever Janelle was telling him, like, I think it was the first night, he went up and he was like, oh, who are you? Like, didn't even know Janelle.
Yeah.
And then so but she was still being nice, like
Yeah, and he
telling
had
him
like no
about
idea what
himself.
was going on.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, is he from Big Brother?" And she was like, "No, he's from the challenge." And he was like, "What
What
challenge?"
challenge?
He was
Yeah.
like, "The challenge." Like he's won
Yeah.
7 times.
Yeah.
That
Parky,
poor guy.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I've seen pictures on Twitter of the next few episodes, and
Oh
you're
no,
going
no,
to
no.
lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind in a good way.
Okay, okay. Tell me. I think if we were in there, we would be like Kevin and Peter sitting there, like we need to come up with our own plan and run this
Yeah.
game, but actually we're not doing it. We're
Yeah.
just causing chaos.
Yeah. We vote for each other and everybody's like, what the
We're
heck was
like,
that
that was
about?
really pointless. Like,
Yeah, they both just wasted their votes. Okay.
we'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you would be like, we need to have a massive blow up fight for no reason.
Everybody would be like, now they're just being annoying.
Yeah. And like we're laughing at each other in between fighting.
Yeah. Like,
Like
this is so
they
good. They're
have
eating
lost
this
their
up.
minds.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Uh,
What's your second one? That was a lot about the traders, but we
it
had to
was.
we had to discuss.
Well, since we're already talking about that, I'll say season 10 of Big Brother.
Yes. One of the best seasons ever.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I had to get the Dan lore.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my sister have been watching it. We're down to the final two. We have the finale night episode and then that's it with season 10. We're gonna go to season 14 next, of course.
Yes. Dan's funeral.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Please like keep the Dan Giesling edits coming on TikTok.
Yes.
Please. Oh my gosh.
He's still such a cutie,
Yeah,
even now.
I want Dan edits on my desk by morning.
Mm-hmm. Hear that, team?
Yeah.
Dan
Come on.
edits.
Dan edits.
Yep. Bella's gotten to the point where we were watching it. She was like, Parker, you're a man. Like, I would be making a friendship bracelet. I'd be like,
Yeah, I started saying my man Dan, and Anna's like,
that's
"Oh,
good.
huh."
Oh man. Bella's
And
into the traders now. She watched the first episode and then when she got home, she FaceTimed me and she was like, have you finished it? And I was like, yeah, girl. I was
let's
like,
talk.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anna's into it too. I think, um, she has always been like on and off with Big Brother, and I think it's just
Mm.
because she can't watch Big Brother in real time. If she can sit down and binge it at one go, like she like I think she prefers Big
Yeah.
Brother to the Traitors because like whenever the Traitors came out the other night, she was like, "Do you not want to watch season 10 of Big Brother?" And I was like, "Well, the Traitors just came out, so I'd actually rather watch that right now."
Before we get spoilers, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, because also Anna doesn't really know anything about the lore of Big Brother, and so when the other traitor that we can't remember her name was talking to somebody and she was like, "Yeah, Dan won Big Brother twice," which she was already not right about.
yeah,
And
I
Anna
was
went,
like,
"Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess I know who wins season 10." And I was like, "Actually, she was not right." So, and Anna was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, he won a
he's,
season and he came second a season." And she
mm-hmm.
was like, "Okay, so he won this one and came second 14." And I said, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
You just got to figure it out."
When she said that, I was like, you don't even know.
Yeah, she
Like,
doesn't even know. But I've seen so many funny tweets about Dan. Like somebody tweeted something like, "It's been 10 years and Dan is still coming on my TV talking at me from an angle." He
yeah.
said it's just like the olden days. Because he
I
really
just
does. He
love,
talks like this.
yeah. I love him. Like, it's back. It's like he's back in the diary room.
Hmm.
He's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to change up my strategy. Or he's like, I've got them right in the palm of my hand, or like just
Yeah.
whatever he's doing. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is good stuff.
This is like the first time I've seen Dan live. So I'm excited.
Yeah, season 10 though is it's so good. Keisha,
Oh my gosh, love her.
Remy, oh my gosh.
She is so
Love
funny.
that woman.
She's Anna's favorite.
Love her.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay, do you want to move on before our viewers like actually like
Yeah.
stone
Kill
us?
us. Or
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So my next one is the OC.
Okay.
It's a show. I think it came out in like 2003. Um, the first season did, but it's so good. It stands for the Orange County.
Hmm.
And it's just this like teen drama, like love show. But it has I don't even know the guy's real name in it that's in it, but in the show's name's Seth Cohen. And
He's a
I
cutie.
get me some good Seth Cohen edits every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
I
I
love
don't
Seth
even
Cohen.
watch this show, but you send me the edits just because, listen, I love a good edit, regardless
Mhm.
across the table. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, he's like cute.
He's cute. He's tall, skinny, dark curly hair, funny, and a
Funny
nerd.
is what does it.
And also, okay, so my like the couple I've been wanting to get together got together on the episode I watched on my birthday. Like I woke up and I was watching
Nice.
it before Bella and Aiden woke up, and it was the Valentine's episode, and they got together, and I was like, yes.
Nice. Happy
So
birthday, Parky.
yes,
That's what the show said.
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna say my next one is
okay,
Advil multi-symptom.
nice, a
Yeah.
practical one.
Yeah, I mean, I I've been so sick recently. And that Advil multi-symptom, it's in a yellow box with a blue like ribbon like writing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fever reducer. It helps with body aches. It helps
Oh,
runny nose, congestion, all that stuff. Oh, it's so good. My coworker told me about it.
that
And now,
sounds nice.
yeah, it's just gonna be stocked in our medicine like drawer
I need to get
from
that
now
for the
on.
next time I'm sick because every time I'm sick, I get the runny nose, runny eyes, and like body aches. I When I get sick, it just goes all over me.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I think you would definitely benefit from it.
Yeah, do your eyes water when you're sick?
I don't really think they did, honestly, but I coughed a lot and like I coughed so bad that it made me actually like throw up in my mouth.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
wasn't really fun.
Mm.
Mm. Anyway,
My next one is the New York Times Games app. Um, I'm not going to subscribe to it because I don't need to get the previous days or whatever. It just gives you, well, I'm going to pull it up so I don't tell you all lie. I know it gives you Wordle, it gives you a game called Connections and Tiles and Sudoku. It gives you an easy, medium, and hard every day. And it
ooh,
also gives you spelling bee and letterboxed. But I just really love Wordle, Connection, and Tiles and Sudoku. They're really
nice.
nice. And I get them every day. That's just
Nice.
something really fun.
I love a good game.
Yeah.
My next one is also a game, but it's for the Switch. I
Okay.
mean, I think you can also get it on your phone, but Disney's Dreamlight Valley, love it. Love it so much.
Nice.
It's like so nostalgic to play because I don't know, it's just like so reminiscent of like childhood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me so excited to play because I feel like it's not a game that you can just beat like right off, kind of similar to like Minecraft. Like you can beat Minecraft, but it takes a minute.
Yeah.
And so like actually I don't even know if you can beat Dreamlight Valley. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah, anyway, it just makes me really excited for our trip to Disney that we're
Yes.
planning.
So excited.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay. My next one is I got a weighted stuffed dinosaur for Christmas. Bella got it for me. It's a pink weighted dinosaur.
ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, her name is Frankie Russo.
Mm-hmm.
She's related to the Russo family from Wizards Waverly Place.
Of course.
Yeah, she's really cute, and I just love to lay her on my chest, fall asleep, and then I just end up like snuggling her.
Yeah, I
So,
love to have something to snuggle in the night, but lately it's just been the pillow that I keep on the side of my bed because I used to snuggle with my childhood teddy bear,
mm-hmm.
but lately I've been keeping her in my chair in my room. I don't really know why.
Yeah,
I don't she's so delicate to me and like I don't want to hurt her.
yeah, I don't want to mess her up
Yeah,
or
because I've literally had her since I was probably like 3 or 4. So
yeah.
anyway,
Oh, I think it's your turn.
um, okay, I'll just say my last one is orange juice. That's another just sick fave.
Okay, I love some good OJ, pulp
Yeah, me
free, of
too.
course.
Yeah, I've been making myself a little cocktail of like orange juice with a little bit of water, with a little bit of orange Gatorade in there,
Oh,
with ice. Like that is something that my family, like when we get sick, that's what we all drink. But when I was younger, for some reason, I didn't like it all mixed together. Like I would drink orange juice, then I drink orange Gatorade, then I drink water, and it'd just be like a cycle. But my dad has always been a fan of the little sick orange cocktail. So I made it this time and I was
yeah.
like, this kind of hits the spot.
Imagine if you put some Sprite in there.
Oh, now you're talking.
That sounds. I gotta have some carbonation.
Yeah, yeah. That's a thought, really, because I had some Sprite in the fridge, didn't put it in there.
That'd be scrumptious.
Yeah, man, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay, so my last one is the cinnamon life cereal. It is just so scrumptious.
I love cinnamon.
And I've only had the regular life cereal before, but then I was like, I'm gonna try the cinnamon flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It hits the spot.
That's good. Is that
A little
the cereal
scrumptious.
that's like high in iron?
I don't know. I feel
There
like
was,
I don't know. I feel like this has to be like a healthier cereal.
yeah, I feel like the Life cereal was what I had to eat when I was sick because I was very anemic at the time.
Hmm.
So I want to say that was the cereal that they made me eat because it had a lot of iron in it, but I can't remember.
Perhaps. And this my notebook on myself. I
Oh,
bet this is like a healthier alternative to like cinnamon toast crunch.
yeah,
Probably
probably
not so the healthiest because it's a sweet cereal, but
healthier,
yeah,
you know,
that's what
small
matters. We're making
wins.
improvements. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. I guess we can move on into I always say the main meat. Like, why don't I just say something normal for once?
The main meat.
Yeah. We're doing our New Year resolutions, but more like an ins and outs list.
Mm-hmm.
If you're online at all, you've probably seen some of these come across your For You page or like whatever you're on. But it's just a really fun way to say like what you're welcoming in the new year and things you want to let go of in the new year. So, Parky, do you want to go first?
Yes. Um, okay. I guess we'll start at the top of my list. So the first one, it sounds like pretty basic, but just treating people the way I want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Sometimes I'll get caught up in thinking like, well, why didn't that happen for me? Or why didn't someone say or do that for me? But then I'm like, why have I done that for somebody else?
Mm.
And so now I try to think like that when I do have a selfish thought, or even before selfish thoughts come, I'm just like, I would love to hear that. So I'm going to try to do that for somebody today, like
Yeah.
before I can even get in like a negative mindset. And I feel like it's made me a lot more positive. So that's
Yay.
an in. And then
Yeah.
an out is saying sorry when it's not needed. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I do that a lot. And people be
Yeah.
like, why are you saying sorry? I'm like, I don't know, sorry. And I say
Sorry,
it again.
sorry, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, 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 sorry.
Yeah.
So not doing that.
Yeah. I think that's very fair.
hmm
Um, okay. A lot of mine are rooted in going to therapy and things that me and my therapist have talked about.
hmm
Um, so one of the things that he's really like getting me to focus on is leveling up in mind, body, and spirit. Um,
Okay.
we talk about video games a surprising amount in there. Um, but he'll be like, like in order to become, the next level of yourself, he says the three root things for him are mind, body, and spirit. And he said, you do with that whatever you feel like is necessary. But like, as long as you're constantly working on these things moving forward, like, you don't have to beat yourself up, like, trying to perfect each one of these areas. But like, as long as you're doing something, you know, in your week by week to improve these
hmm
areas, like, you're on the right path. And so
Yeah,
that's one of my ends is just leveling up in mind, body, and spirit.
that's good.
Um, One of my outs is shooting myself in the foot. In other words, self-sabotage. So that's another
Yes.
thing I do a lot, and I don't realize it until it's too late. Um, Me and my therapist went in circles on that one. And eventually, like, I was like, okay, okay, I get it now. Like, I get it. And then we started talking about video games again. And I was like, yeah, I just got a Nintendo Switch and I got Hogwarts Legacy, and when I finish that, I really want to play the Batman Arkham series, but I'm like putting it off because I'm afraid I'm going to be bad at it. And
Yeah.
he was like, Lee, what have we been talking about this whole time? And I was like, that's a good point. I'm shooting myself in the foot again, not even giving myself a chance to try anything because I'm automatically afraid that I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
So that's an out. We're gonna stop doing that in the new year.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, my next one I'm gonna do is something that is in is not asking other people what they're wearing or if I should wear something slash buy something. And this is hard. I feel like I'm still doing that. I think I literally have already sent you, Bella, other people pictures of stuff and be like, should I wear this? Or
Mhm.
ask Aiden every day. But I don't know. I'm trying to be better at that because I'm like, well, if I think it's cute and I'm comfortable in it and I like it, then it really doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I just want to
Yeah.
get better at that and just wearing stuff that makes me feel good.
Mhm.
Um, and then an out. Mm, trying to pick a good one. Oh, saying yes just to make others happy
Ooh.
with anything. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but sometimes I will say yes to things and then realize like I don't feel up to it or I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I think I've heard Brittany Broski talk about this, like nobody likes a flake. And I mean that's true. But it happens sometimes. Life
Mhm.
happens. And I feel like for so long I would either say yes and do things even if I like didn't want to, just because I feel like those people needed to, or I would say yes and then realize I didn't want to, but still do it. Um, but not that I want to be a flake all the time, but I mean, it happens. And as long as you're like, I'm not doing this to just blow you off. But I mean, sometimes you just get to where you're like, if I go, I'm gonna be in a bad mood
Mhm.
and it's not gonna be enjoyable for anybody. And I don't want to say yes just because I feel bad for them, because then I'm not going for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So, one, just not saying yes to things to begin with. But then, even
Yeah.
if I realize, like, they're like right before, like, hey, this is not going to work,
Mhm.
and being like, but I'd love to hang out another time.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to flake.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it
And also,
happens.
like, if it comes down to it, like, when you're saying, not necessarily saying no to people, but like, in a way, like saying, no, I think I'm gonna like rest today, or like, turning people down, that gives you more room to rest and recharge so that when you do have plans with people, you don't necessarily have to flake as much. Also, just kind of like a
Yeah.
win-win situation. Like, you have more time to like be with those people you want to be with and be present in that moment when you're not saying yes to everything that comes across your desk.
Yeah. Because a lot of times I feel like when I go, like, sometimes I'll make myself go and it ends up being fine. Like, that is a good amount of times. But then there are certain times where, like, I don't need to go because I'm not feeling up to it or like I'm not in a good headspace and I go,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not like as talkative. I can sometimes be like snappy. And
Yeah.
then I get back to my like just being by myself with my thoughts. And I'm like, well, I really wasn't present at all. I was rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody was talking and I was not even engaged in the conversation because I mentally just was not there.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
like wasn't a win for really anybody.
no, like yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Hmm.
I'll say my next one. Okay, so my N is budgeting better.
Hmm.
Because I definitely have a problem. Like I'll make a budget and be like, okay, I've made my budget, and then like I just don't follow it at all. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Um, and so I just want to be more like responsible with money.
Hmm.
And then my out, I'll say keeping tabs on people who aren't in my life anymore.
That's
That's
good.
another thing that my therapist was kind of like, we've got to stop doing that because like how he said like this is something I wrote down from the session with him that I had last time. He said, "How are you going to get to the next chapter if you're stuck on the last page?" And he like used the book that he had in his lap and he was like, "You can't turn the page if you're still reading what's on there." He was like, "You can't like you have to at some point, cut the cord and move on because you can't get to what's waiting for you on the other side if you're still here."
That's really
So,
good.
yeah, I think like I've never really had a problem with like I think like removing people from my life when it's necessary, but the problem is that my brain is still there with them. And
Hmm.
so like they're not in my life. They're not actively doing anything anymore to hurt me, but I'm hurting myself because I'm still back there and I should
Yeah.
be where I am. So we're
Yeah.
gonna try to not do that anymore.
That's really good. And I feel like I could benefit from that as well, and possibly even like unfollowing certain people.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like for so long I've heard people say like you don't have to unfollow them, just like mute their stuff, but then like I can still go look at it.
Mhm.
And like if they're not in my life anymore, it shouldn't cause drama if I unfollow them.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So
really not something that's personal. Like your following feed is what you want to see. Like
yeah.
social media, especially is so like prevalent these days. Like when I go on Instagram, I want to see stuff that I want to see. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that's something that's so like should be like so shady to some people. Like if I unfollow you,
Yeah.
it's not anything personal. It's just I'm trying to make what I see every day a good place for my brain.
Yeah. And it's like we're not close anyway, or
Yeah.
like whatever it is.
Right. So that's another thing for me is like unfollowing people that are just not there for me anymore and you know, and it might not even be that. It's just like we don't talk. Like I'm just trying to make what I'm looking at every single day be something good to look at, not something that makes me feel bad about myself.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what I want to do next. Oh, I want to start a new hobby. I am trying to read more this year, like just books in general and the Bible. But I don't know. I guess reading could be my new hobby, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to do something else too.
Well, there is no
Yeah.
limit. The limit does not
Yeah.
exist.
Exactly. I just realized I feel like when I was in high school, I did school and then my activities were like Deb's theater, music stuff. But now that I'm a music major, that is my school.
Yeah.
And then um I mean I work, but that's not none of that's hobbies anymore. Um and my grandpa asked me at Christmas, he was like, "What hobbies do you have?" I was like, "None." And he was like, "You don't do this or this?" I was like, "Mm." And I was like,
Talk and
I need to like to be better about that. But just
yeah.
so that like, because I'm not going to be in school forever, and I
Yeah.
don't want whenever I start working to just always be there.
Hmm.
I want to have a good work life balance, school life balance. So
Yeah.
good hobbies.
For sure. Yeah.
And then out, um, gossiping. That's a basic one, but I'm so bad at it.
Yeah. I am too.
And a
It's
lot of times I'll just be like, oh, I'm just telling them about it. Like I'm just like letting them know.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
hopefully I'll get better about that.
Yeah. Always room for improvement.
Yes.
Um, okay, so my next in is being unashamedly, is that how you say it? Unashamedly?
I think so.
Being unashamedly encouraging. So like just encouraging the people around me, being nice to strangers, complimenting their shoes if I don't know that
Hmm.
like because you never know who needs to hear something nice. And like I'm not like a Dumbledore stan, but he did say like words are our most inexhaustible form of magic, you know? Like
That's so cute.
you never run out of words to say.
Hmm.
So why wouldn't you use them for something good when you
Yeah.
can? Like it's well within your being to be like, "Hey, I like your bag. Oh my gosh, your hair looks good today." Like I love
Yeah.
that, color eyeshadow on you. Like it really compliments your eyes. Like nobody thinks that's like being weird. Like nobody is
Yeah.
going to turn to their friend and be like, "She is so weird for telling me I look pretty today." Like what the heck?
No. Whenever people random people tell me stuff, I'm like, that was so nice. Like that made my whole day.
Yeah. So I really want to do that. Like I've always been very introverted. Um, but like I don't know. I don't want me holding back a good word from somebody to be like, I don't know, because you don't know what people are going through. And
Yeah.
you never know what a good
It
word
could
could
make a big
do.
difference.
Yeah, it really could. So, um, I just want to be like an encourager to people and um just kind of do that better. And so that's my end for 2024.
Hmm.
My next out is situationships.
Yes, that's a good one.
I like feel like I don't even really need to expand on that. It's just like so done with situationships. Let's just move on.
Yeah. I think they should be out for everybody for 2024. Not cool anymore.
Yeah, it is not cool. Like,
I think the talking phase is out as well.
oh yeah, like I feel like the talking phase and situationships are like this. They're like,
So they're both going out.
yeah, they're both
Yeah.
out. Like, if we're gonna be serious about something, let's be serious about it.
Yeah. I think if you like me, you need to ask me on a date, or the girl can ask you on like somebody on a date. But like that doesn't mean you have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, but like let's ask each other to go on dates and be adults about it.
Yeah,
Not be like, what are we? Or like, let's hang out at my
just
house.
like beating
Or
around the bush the whole time. Like, let's not bring up that conversation
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so an N is giving more hugs. I feel like I slowly started doing this at the end of 2023, just like going up to my friends to be like, Peyton, I want to give you a hug. And just
Aw,
like going up and hugging them. And I don't know, it made me feel happier. I hope it made them feel happier. I know some
yeah,
people aren't touchy feely, but it was just like, I don't know, sometimes I didn't have much to say or like anything, but I could give them a hug.
yeah.
Um, so I want to continue doing that.
Hmm.
Um, and then an out is not telling people how I feel slash what I think.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I feel like I'm so bad about that. I've always had this mindset of like, if I don't, well, sometimes I'll be in a conversation. I'm like, if I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to say anything. Or if I'm not spoken to or asked directly about it, I'm not going to say anything. But the truth is, I always have a thought about something in my head. It's just I
Mhm.
don't say it, and I don't have to be spoken to speak.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like I got too into like be slow to speak, quick to listen, all that. And that is good. But I think I've taken it to where like I don't share how I feel or like think about things until it builds up. And then it's like kind of anger in certain
yeah,
situations.
yeah.
Or,
That's another
yeah.
thing that we talked about in therapy. Because
Mm,
my therapist was like, he was just talking about like if you're not sharing these pieces of yourself with other people, you're not sharing your thoughts and how you actually feel about things, you're not being your real self. You're depriving the other person of you. So it's like, how are people supposed to get to know you for you if you're not being you? And
yeah.
so that's something that goes along with that. But also going with that, just that like your voice has just as much value as, somebody else's if you're discussing like, like if it's a Socratic seminar and that sort of
Hmm.
situation, like you are just as knowledgeable to speak on things as the people that are around you in that arena.
Yeah. I feel like um it's gotten to the point where even if I'm in like a Bible study, I don't speak up. Like I will go a whole time without saying a word. And sometimes even with friends, like everybody will be asking questions, but if I'm not asked the question, I'm not going to say anything. It could be something as simple as like, I mean, what'd y'all do this weekend, or what's your favorite like show you're watching recently? And like, unless I'm feeling super extroverted that day, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to say anything
Hmm.
unless I'm asked.
Yeah.
So I just want to get better about that.
Yeah. And it is like you have just as much room to speak as anybody else on that.
Hmm.
My next in is making lists. Like I make a
I love a
list
good
for
list.
everything. Yes. One of my favorite lists to date is one that like we talk about quite frequently, I think, but it's based on that Phoebe Bridgers song that I love so much. It's called Punisher, which I don't even know if this is what the song is about, but the chorus says, "What if I told you I feel like I know you, but we've never met?" And so I just got to thinking like in I guess like in the direction of like my future husband. I guess like whenever I meet him, I feel like I'm going to know that he has potential of being the one for me because I have this list of traits in my phone that I know that he'll exercise. Have we talked about this before on the podcast?
Mm-hmm. Not on the
Yeah.
podcast, but
Oh,
we've talked about it.
oh, well,
I
in
don't
my
think we
phone,
have.
okay, maybe not on the podcast, but so in my phone, it's this list and it's called I Know You. And then I put, what if I told you I feel like I know you, but we've never met underneath, so I don't forget what it's actually about. But then I just wrote like attributes like you're gentle, you're kind, you're understanding, you're thoughtful, you remember me in decision making, my likes and dislikes. Um, and so it's just like a really long list. None of it is like physical attributes. It's all just, you know, things that I think are important. And that's a really good list that I like. I have a list of my favorite questions and I make people guess a number one to, well, right
I
now it's,
love that.
yeah, right now it's at 92. So I'll say pick a number one to 92 and then I'll read the question. And like some of them are fun, but some of them are very thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
I have a list of funny things that my friends have said. I love that list. Um, I don't know, like I have a lot of lists and I think lists are in. They help me keep my head in order.
Yeah, I love list.
Yeah. And out I have is honestly Snapchat.
Yeah.
I am like never on Snapchat anymore, and I kind of feel bad because me and Caleb have like almost an 1,000 day streak, and I accidentally lost it the other day. So I had to like use one of my free like restore things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, because like with Caleb, I want to have like a streak with him. Like we're good friends, so why not? But
Mm-hmm.
like I just am not on Snapchat, and like I lost so many streaks that day, and it was an accident. Like I just didn't get on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, sorry guys, like I just don't really care about Snapchat these days.
Yeah. I have it. I don't even know why I have it really, but like I checked messages on there yesterday and I don't even know when the last time I checked it before that was. Like there's some group messages on there, but I will go a long time before checking it.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know. I think I got the ick from communicating with guys on Snapchat, just solely Snapchat. And so it
Mhm.
put a bad taste in my mouth. And then now I'm just like, this is not
Yeah. Like I just don't check it. I forget about it. Um,
yeah. Like
and
if
like
I'm gonna
some people,
communicate with somebody, I'll just text them. And if I don't have their
yeah,
number, then I'll find some way or I don't really need to talk to them.
yeah. I'll use Snapchat if I have to, like if I don't have their phone number and I know I
Mm-hmm.
have their Snap. But I just like Snapchat is not the way to reach me if it's something that's like you need a
No, I
timely
have
answer.
my notifications turned off for Snap.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Like I'm
Like
just like I don't even
you,
want to be bothered.
yeah, like you, if you need to get in touch with me about something, you need to text me about it. But like some people, that's still like their primary form of communication. And I'm like, I feel bad when I don't respond to these people, but it's like, it's just not mine.
No.
So I don't know. It's kind of out for me. I'm not really in love with it these days.
Yeah, that's a good out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So an N is being more careful about what I consume, I guess mainly online, but I mean even like what I eat, listen to, watch, read, just for mental, physical, and like spiritual health. Just I really need to start taking better care of my body, like drinking better water, not eating so much candy every day. Um, yeah, I feel like there's some negative things I'll watch sometimes, and it, yeah, I can just be better about it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't want to like watch something and feel bad about myself or think like, well, I should start doing this so I can look like them. Like,
Yeah.
or if I'm just tired of watching that person, but I'm just watching them because I've been watching them for so long, like, so it's like I don't need to be consuming that. Anyway, um, and then an out is negative self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
Just not talking down on myself, bad about
Yeah,
myself.
for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that
That's a
one's
really good
pretty
one.
self-explanatory, but
Yeah, but it's real, like, it's such a good one. Like,
mhm.
you've got to be an advocate for yourself. I'll say another N is buying and selling secondhand. So, um, like buying clothes secondhand off of like Facebook. Like people are always selling their stuff on Facebook.
Mhm.
Um, just like I hate fast fashion so much. It's
Mm-hmm.
just better for the environment to like trade clothes, get clothes from people who have already bought it from the company,
Yes.
and, like donate your stuff to a shelter when you're done with it. Donate it to like I love taking my stuff to Hope Village because they're so
Mhm.
quick and like easy about taking it all.
Yeah.
And then they sell it in their thrift store. So like, and then I think some of their stuff like goes to the Hope Village or something. I don't really know how they work, but it's just like a win-win to buy and sell stuff secondhand.
Yeah.
Um, and then another out is making people feel bad for things that they're excited about.
Mm.
'Cause that's just kind of a rude thing to do. Like
Yeah.
at everyone who made me feel bad for being a Swiftie. Like I'm not forcing anybody to be a Swiftie. I understand people, you know, don't really care. Like there's things that I don't care about.
Yeah.
But like trying to put somebody down for something that they're excited over or like, if you're talking about how excited you are, like I don't know. I've talked about Taylor Swift in the past, how I'm excited for something and people would be like, well, what about when she did this? Or what about this about her? What about like that's not what we're talking about. Like, hush, I'm telling you something I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Just making people feel bad for things that they're excited about, I feel like is just kind of a rude thing to do because you don't have to open your
Yeah.
mouth at all.
And it's like making somebody feel bad and taking time out of your day to be
Yeah.
like mean to somebody. Like you're not doing anything good.
Yeah.
It's
You
wasting
didn't,
your
like,
time.
you literally didn't have to say anything at all.
No. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yes.
Okay. One of my ends is having grace with myself or for myself. I even put that on a note in my phone and I try to make sure it's like always at the top so it's showing on my home screen. I have the little notes widget. Sometimes I'll say something dumb or like mess up, just anything. And I'm so bad at beating myself up and I just have to look at it and
Mhm.
be like, it's not the end of the world. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That
And
goes hand in hand with the negative self-talk.
mm-hmm.
I think,
And
oh, sorry, go ahead. I keep.
no, you're good. No, you're good. Sometimes I'll get in my head and be like, oh, well, if this thing isn't fixed by this time, or if I'm not done with this, or if I don't have this by this age, then it's just not going to work out. Um, but that's another thing I'm having to have grace with myself on, like even like just bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just telling myself at the end of the day, like, that didn't happen today and the world has not ended.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a new day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, for sure on that, like having, um, like time frames for yourself. I feel like I've done that, especially around having a relationship, getting married, having kids and stuff. Like I just thought that those are all things that I would do in my 20s. And
Mm-hmm.
as I'm like getting older, which I'm not saying that I'm older or anything right now, but like 30s is not old. Even
No,
40s is not old. Like,
no, definitely not.
no, yeah. So like I have time to do stuff and like I keep going back to the song 15 by Taylor Swift because that was the age where I was like, okay, well, I want to get married right out of high school and then I want to have kids by the time I'm probably like 24 and then like I don't know, just one of her lyrics in the song is in your life you'll do things greater than dating the boy on the football team. And
Mm-hmm.
even at the age of 22, I feel like I'm telling myself that. Like in my life, I'm going to do things that are accomplishments for myself that are greater
Yeah,
than whoever I end up with. Like maybe one day I'll be a mom, maybe I won't, who knows? But like
yeah,
I'm going to do things in my life. I've already done things in my life that are like so much cooler than like I don't getting married right out of high school like I thought I was going to do. Not
yeah,
saying that that's a bad thing for everybody, but like if things had gone that way for me, then there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have accomplished that I'm really proud that I did. So,
yeah.
and like I know like I'm not trying to slam people who did get married young because I know that
Mm-hmm.
that works out perfect for some people. I'm just not one of those people and I have to be gracious with myself that it didn't happen that way. And I'm glad
Yeah.
that for me it didn't.
And like this might sound like a cliche, I don't know, but like the older I get, the I realize like how young I am.
Mm-hmm.
Or looking back, I'll be like, wow, I was not grown. I did not
Yeah.
know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I remember being 15 and thinking like at this age I would have already met who I was gonna marry
Mm-hmm.
and all these different things. But
Yeah.
I can't see myself even engaged right now.
Yeah,
Like
me
that would
neither.
cause me so much stress.
Yeah. And I feel
I
like
do
at
believe.
15, for some reason, I thought that like I could just will these things to happen. Like
Hmm.
I'm just gonna
Hmm.
be stubborn enough that I'm gonna make my way towards my husband and just marry some. Like, why did I think that I could just make that happen?
Also thought that like I would be, I guess, a different person. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I was just like, oh, well, when I'm in my 20s, like I'll just know what to do
Yeah.
about that. Or like I'll just already have that figured out. And
Yeah. Like, why did I think stuff like that?
I don't know. And then like my well, I was about to say my baby, but other people asked yesterday, like, do you feel older now that you're 22? I'm like, no, I still feel 17.
Yeah, me too.
Like I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just here. And the thought of like, I don't know, I remember thinking like I would have a house and a husband by now. But the
Yeah.
thought of having either of those things makes me kind of sick.
In this economy?
I can't do I can't be married or have a kid in this economy.
No, or a house. Good God.
No. Like, I don't know who I thought I was, but I was
Yeah.
like, it'll happen for me.
Yeah, like I thought like I would just will it into being. Like I would just make
Hmm.
things happen. You
Yeah.
can't just like make stuff like that happen. There's a lot of stuff that's actually out of my control. That's something I
Yeah.
would tell my 15-year-old self if I could.
I'm like, and even just like smaller stuff, having grace with myself. Like I started a new job and like just learning stuff. And sometimes I'll get in my head and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to remember all this. And then I'm like, yeah. But if you need help, you can ask. And if you mess up, you just, I mean, the world will move on.
Yeah, that's another thing too that I struggle with. Just like, especially when it comes down to like for some reason if I don't learn something quick enough to me in my head, it's like, oh well, I'm just dumb. I'm
If I
stupid.
don't
That's
learn it
it.
in 5 minutes, I'm like, I will never get it. I'm stupid.
Yeah. I'm just stupid. That's what's going on. And it's like, no, like what the heck? No, nobody said that. Why are
No,
we
no one's
rushing to
thinking
this
that.
conclusion? Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to be shown things a few times. Like I just
Yeah.
do.
Gotta
Like
practice.
you have to practice. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that I'm stupid.
Mm-mm.
Or like if I'm having a bad hair day, oh my God, I'm ugly. I'm just so
Yeah.
ugly. Like, why do I do that? That's so
I'm like
stupid.
embarrassed to like leave the
Yeah.
door when I have a bad hair day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Parker, get
Yeah.
over
It is
yourself.
not that deep. Yeah.
No,
I do that so much. And like there's been so many times that like I've like called myself ditzy to other people and like
I've done that
maybe
too.
yeah, maybe sometimes moving too fast. I'm not remembering things. I have a really bad memory. But that doesn't mean I'm not smart. And that doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I'm not like moving forward with things at my own rate. I don't know.
I feel like I used to, I guess this goes back to the negative self-talk, like just talk down to myself a lot to people.
Hmm.
I guess when I would mess up just to like, I don't know, make it like funny.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just ditzy or like be like, oh, really? I didn't know. Haha, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't want to, I try not to put that out there anymore. I don't want to be
Right.
viewed as like dumb, ditzy.
Yeah, especially by yourself.
Yeah. And I don't want other people to think that of me too. Like, Parker just doesn't get it. No.
Yeah.
So, but
Hmm.
then that was a long end. But another out is buying more than one sweet treat a day. I love my
Right.
sweet treats, and I couldn't say no, like no sweet treats, but like I don't need more than one a day.
Yeah. Understand
That'll
that.
help with eating better, more water, and budgeting. That will really
Yeah.
help a lot of things.
Yeah. No, because I have a sweet tooth too. I understand.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it can get
It's
expensive.
it's a
I
hard
don't know.
knock life.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have any more outs, but I do have a few more ins.
What if
Um,
you gave two ins and I gave two outs?
okay.
Okay.
Um, okay, so I will say, because I only have two ins left, so that works out perfectly. Um, Minimal makeup. I'm just like trying to be comfortable in my skin and like
Mhm.
if I have something I'm insecure about, like I'm breaking out over here. I've got some acne scars on my cheek. Like those things I might conceal a little bit, but like I'm fine. I'm like I'm trying not to be so hard on myself because of the way I look just naturally. Um,
Mhm.
so minimal makeup is an in, and then also an in is solo dates. Because I don't know
Mm.
why I feel like I have to go somewhere with everybody all the time. I feel like going to the grocery store, I do need somebody with me because I get so distracted and pick up 10 things I didn't even go in for and then forget the
Mhm.
one thing that I was supposed to be in there for. Um, so like I love it when my sister comes shopping with me because she will be like, we need to focus. We've got a route. We're going here, here, here. We need these things and we're done.
Yeah.
It's a lot better for my budget to have somebody with me grocery shopping, but like I don't like I can just go sit at a restaurant and eat by myself and it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I love
Oh,
both of those things. I've been loving not wearing mascara lately because I'm an eye rubber. And if I have mascara on, can't be rubbing my
oh my
eyes.
gosh, I'm an eye rubber as well.
And so I think mascara is, I still love mascara, but the minimal makeup
Hmm.
is good for that. And I like a nice solo date. So I like those. Um, two outs. One is putting off calling slash visiting loved ones. Something Leslie and I were talking about before this was me just like realizing more lately that it's not about like what I'm doing or like even like cool opportunities I may have. Like I do need to take good opportunities sometimes, but like what's most important is like family and friends that like truly love and care about me.
Hmm.
Um, and just spending more time with them. Like my sister came down for my birthday this weekend and it was so fun. Like I was so sad when she left. And seeing my great grandmother more, like she's in her 90s. I need to like visit her more. Um, yeah, just not putting that off. Or if I feel like I want to call them, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them or they're busy, like just try to call them. And then if they don't answer, they'll see it and then
Yeah.
call you back.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, where's my oh, my last out is being on my phone too much.
Mm, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's
Ye-
rough.
Yeah, my screen time was pretty high being sick this week.
Yeah, mine was just really high in general. But yeah, I need to not do that. Maybe having hobbies will help with that.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean, even like just being in my car or going on walks, I'm listening or watching something, and that adds up too.
yeah, I was kind of like, okay, my screen time is not that bad this week, but then I remembered my screen time isn't that bad on my phone this week because of all the hours I spent on my Nintendo Switch screen this week.
Mm,
So the screen time was definitely bad this week.
yeah.
Um, yeah. And I mean it just is anyway, but
Um, I'm gonna show the pod my journal real quick. Another thing I'm
okay.
trying to do this year is journal more.
Hmm.
And yeah, so this is my
Journaling is
journal.
so good. It's got little cherries on there and
All flowers
flowers.
and cherries, and it says notes. And I need to go print off some pictures.
Oh, I just got pictures printed. They're right here beside
Yes.
me. So I was gonna
Oh,
put them here. I'll show y'all one. This is me and my brother and my sister. I was gonna put them in the photo album
oh,
um when we were finished because it's right over there. So
yeah,
yeah.
cutie.
Um. Well, okay.
I think this has been a really good one.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I've
Very
loved
like
this one.
yeah. This might be my new favorite.
Yeah,
Very like thoughtful.
yeah,
Yeah. Maybe we can like try to like hold each other accountable for some of these things too.
yeah. It would also be cool, like not. I was about to say weekly, but that's too much. But maybe like in the summer, do like halfway through the year checkup.
Oh, that would be good.
Be like how we're doing.
Just
Yeah,
like revisit.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Um, Trying to think. I don't really have anything else to say as far as like closing statements. Follow the Instagram, Adventures of Parky and Leslie. We post updates and stuff on there. We get y'all engaged, with like polls and
Yes.
stuff. Um, on YouTube, Adventures of Parky and Leslie, if you're a watcher, or if you're a listener, we're on Spotify, Adventures of Parky and Leslie.
Yes.
You can follow our personal accounts on Instagram. Mine is Lee with an extra H Wallace.
And mine is Parker A. Berry.
So yeah, and then next Monday we will be back talking about something else.
Yes. You have to come
All
back to
right.
find out.
Yes. Have a good week and goodbye.
Bye.